You know, it's fall in Michigan, 55 degrees right now. Beautiful fall day. My next guest, we were talking about this in the break. And then something magical happened in the last 2 minutes. Cider and donuts descended from heaven, better known as Barkham Farms. And the wide shot, just show it to him, Anthony. It's remarkable. It's fall in Michigan. Roadside stands, cider, donuts, all these magical. Look at that. All right, I'm going to have to try to focus here because it's the smell of donuts in the air. Mark Tisdel is with me, District 55, Rochester Hills State Representative, a Republican. Mark, nice to have you here on the program.
It's good to be back, and I can smell the donuts.
Oh, good Lord. I mean, these people, they're over in Hazlitt, Michigan, Barkham Farms. We'll talk more about that in a moment. All right, let's talk about this. Cell phones in the classroom. Look, there were enough distractions when I was a kid. If we had cell phones, I don't know if we would have ever gotten anything done. But then the Democrats, even though Elissa Slotkin, who's very far left and a progressive Democrat to say the least, the Democrats blocked Michigan's own cell phone ban. What are they doing?
Well, that was just a spate of politics over policy. And we had 55 Republicans on the floor that day, and it takes 56 to pass any piece of legislation. We knew we had plenty of support from the other side of the aisle. There were 9 members that chose not to vote at all, so you can probably guess how they would have voted had they chosen to. But on that particular day, it was just an opportunity for the other side of the aisle to flex their muscles a little bit and show.
But why? I mean, if you're going to flex your muscle, I get it. You have political muscle, but I think most parents, me included, I have a kid in middle school. I don't think they need their phones every place they go. Look, they stare at them enough. I stare at mine enough, right? Well, it's just a distraction.
The sad part of that is that the week before that vote, Pew Research came out with an article that showed that 72% of surveyed adults wanted phones out of schools. So, they made a political determination on a bill that deals with kids in schools and has 70 to 75% parental approval. So that it was not maybe their best choice.
Yeah, maybe not, Mark. Maybe not their best choice. All right, so is it going to come back around?
Yes, it will, and certainly the Senator Slotkin tweet or posting on X helps, and the governor is behind it. I've been working closely with Senator Pohanke's office, my office, staff, and hers, and they've been great. The governor's office has been great. Everybody wants this done. It's just finding a place to put it in the lineup. It will have a significant number of bipartisan votes this time around, and we just missed this school year with it, so it'll come up in the next school year.
All right, so let me talk about some other things. Seeing as I got you here, now you're in the hot seat, Mark. Here we go. Ready? Here, lightning round. No, I'm kidding. I just read something here this week that I find remarkable. The estimates coming out of the D.C. area where all the money originates for campaigns. There's big firms there that run these campaigns. $950 million is what's projected to be spent in Michigan on the midterm elections. Almost $1 billion, Mark. The Democrats always talk about getting money out of politics, but then they always come with truckloads of it, more than the Republicans. $950 million for the Senate race, the governor's race, the other statewide races for Secretary of State and Attorney General, plus races like your own. That is a jaw-dropping amount of money for a midterm election in the state of Michigan. Just remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's maybe even unprecedented. Where 2 election cycles in a row we've had open U.S. Senate seats. So those are always big money. And then you have everybody in the government from the state government, from governor's office on down, up for re-election. And, again, it's just another opportunity to go after control of the House of Representatives in the state. And there will be a lot of money spent there. I'm in my 3rd term now. I've won 3 times, and the opposition has spent about $6.5 million collectively trying to knock me out in a state House seat.
Well, you must be a problem, Mark. I mean, you must be
I'm a problem child. There's no doubt about that.
Look at you. Look at the trouble you
see me,
caused.
I'm
We
wild.
must get Tisdel. Tisdel is our man. All right, so here's the other part. You mentioned the House of Representatives. California, we'll see if Prop 50 passes. It looks like it's going to be close, but probably will pass. Texas, they did redistricting. Now North Carolina's doing it. Virginia's doing it. Indiana's doing it. Missouri's doing it. But the biggest card here of all is the Supreme Court case involving Louisiana, where the question is, can you use race as a determining factor in drawing congressional districts? You can't. It's unconstitutional. I don't even have any question about how that case is going to come out. They're going to say no. That would mean 12 seats, roughly, to the Republicans in the midterms if places like Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana say, all right, no more race-based districts. It could also affect other states like California, like Michigan. What do you think?
Well, the Voting Rights Act included language that required minority, majority congressional seats be drawn up. But it just, as you know, Steve, and history tells us, anytime you start dividing the population by skin color, that's
it fails.
That never ends well.
Well, here's the thing, Mark. All of these districts that I'm referring to, whether in Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, wherever they might be, are based on black voters. But black voters are the second biggest minority behind Hispanics now. Why wouldn't Hispanics say, wait a second, we're getting the short end of this deal, right? So, but nobody talks about that. Weird, isn't it? That's never really discussed. It's never out there. It's kind of an odd thing.
Well, it's a part of the body politic. In modern U.S. politics, there's value in being aggrieved, and so now you start to compete
yes,
for
there
who is the most aggrieved.
Yeah,
and
victims.
That was the whole point of intersectionality. Is how many of the aggrieved boxes can you check off, and place yourself higher on the pecking order than some other aggrieved party.
Yeah. Makes me want to draw a Venn diagram with me and my buddy Kamala Harris. Here's my Venn.
There you go. There's some overlap there somewhere.
I'm a victim. I'm not a victim. I'm an American. And look, I think that they're going to lose the Supreme Court case because the Civil Rights Act is the Civil Rights Act and the Constitution is the Constitution. We've seen rulings already involving admissions to colleges and so forth. Anyhow, there are 155 million Americans that have no Republican representation today. Only 55 million that have no Democrat representation. The Democrats done a masterful job of gerrymandering while complaining about gerrymandering. Anyhow, Mark, I appreciate you being here. Good work on getting the cell phone thing back in. I'm sure we'll see it next time around. Thank you for your time.
We'll continue working. You're welcome. Pleasure to be back.
Have a great Michigan Tuesday. I'll take a break. When we come back, look, the donuts. All right, that's it. I'm eating donuts.